Hello, hope you're all okay. I purchased this painting by numbers kit from Wondera Art. It's called Fireworks in Sydney. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you what's in the box, me setting it up, doing the painting itself, and my overall review, including some tips that I would take away for next time. I also did a video time lapse of the entire painting from start to finish, if that's something you're interested in. I'll put the link of that in the description. So I'm going to be using only what came in the kit as well. I'm not going to use anything extra, any different brushes, just what came in the kit. What was in the box? So we got the canvas itself, the paint. I think we had 24 different colours, 3 of one colour, the black for the background, 4 different paint brushes. I got some hooks in there too, if you were going to frame the picture. So I decided to go for the canvas. It wasn't the framed canvas, it was just the rolled up one. And I rolled it out and stuck it to a table with some masking tape to try and flatten it out. Opening the kit, I didn't expect to have to number the paint pots, so I better make sure that I get that right. The initial thoughts at this point that the paint itself was nice and thick. It covered the numbers quite easily, and we did have different sized brushes, which would be helpful, particularly in the small areas, having that small brush. What I would say is be careful painting over the number straight away. I learnt this quite early on. I had a number of issues seeing where the section had ended, the numbered section. Once I painted over the number, especially if I took my eye off the canvas to reload my paintbrush, I had trouble sometimes finding out where I was and where the number ended. So that's just a tip for next time. You get a reference image in here for this purpose, so definitely keep that and refer to it if you need to. Some small areas as well on this canvas didn't have any numbers, so you're just going to have to make your best guess on what colour it should be. That's what I ended up doing. So I filled in the small areas with a lighter colour, thinking that was probably right, but I think it's just going to have to be up to you. So I tried my best to stay within the border of the image, but for next time what I would probably do is tape down the border's edge to get a clean finish. I did my best with the paintbrushes that I had. I was worried as well about going over the lines in each of the colour sections. I noticed don't think it matters too much. It's probably better if you do go over the lines so that they definitely are covered, particularly with the lighter colours. So there was one particular colour which was a purpley black, number 21 I remember, and I had to slightly water it down to make it last. There was quite a lot of areas which were number 21, and I noticed quite early on that if I hadn't have watered it down a little bit, I probably wouldn't have had enough paint to finish it. And also after a while, because I was opening and closing different colours, they started to go a little bit gloopy and they started to dry up a little bit. So I did have to add water to loosen them up. If you've got your own small brushes, I would say use those instead, particularly for the tiny little areas. Probably for the larger areas as well, use a bigger brush so it didn't take so long to apply. And clearly mark out as well numbers that look similar in your paint pots. So I had number 6 and number 9, and one's yellow, one's red. And I had to double check which one was which before I very nearly put down the wrong colour, and it would have had a completely different look to the painting. So I just marked so I knew which one was 6 and which one was 9. Another tip would be to try and put this on a raised board or a drawing board or easel if you have one, because leaning over and doing this after a while actually became quite painful. So I would have it on a raised board if possible next time. And if you do have any pets that are likely to get up onto your painting, try to deter or make sure that they're nowhere near it. I had just applied a few coats or something on this, and she got up on the table and walked around all over it. Luckily enough, I think it had dried just enough so that it didn't make a mess. It didn't go on her either, so she was fine. But just something to be mindful of that I didn't think would be a problem. Okay, so here is the finished piece. I think what I'm going to do with this one, I'm probably going to have a look to see if I can outline it to just make it a bit clearer what's what. So we've got the Sydney Harbour Bridge there, we've got the buildings in the background and the Opera House. I might see if I was to outline some of those areas, if that would make it stand out a bit more. And also, I'm thinking with the fireworks, they're glittery, they're shiny, aren't they? And they're not on this painting. So I'm going to see if I can add a little bit of sparkle to the fireworks as well, just to try and touch it up a little bit. So that will be my plans for the next video on this particular painting. I'll put a link in the description for this painting by numbers kit by Figured Art. They do loads of different ones. You can get them already stretched onto a canvas. You can get them framed. You can get loads of different designs. They do also do diamond art kits as well, which I might have a look into in the future. Have you tried any painting by numbers kits that you think that I should have a go at? Please let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, please let me know. And I'd also like to say thanks to everyone who viewed, liked, commented and subscribed after watching my 365 days of art, my first 14 pages video. It was great feedback, much appreciated. And if you're new here, I'll also link that video in the description if that's something you're interested in. And yes, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.